Today, we begin with a story that is shaking the music world and touching the hearts of millions. Brandon Blackstock, the former husband of Grammy-winning superstar Kelly Clarkson, has died after a courageous battle with cancer. A man who once stood beside Kelly through love, family, and fame, now gone far too soon. In today's video, we'll look back at the love they shared, the struggles they faced, the fight for survival, and the final farewell. Stay with us until the end, because this is more than just a news headline. It's a story of life, love, loss, and legacy. Brandon Blackstock's story began in Fort Worth, Texas, in 1976, born into a family deeply tied to the music industry. His father, Narvel Blackstock, was one of country music's most influential managers, guiding the careers of superstars like Reba McEntire. Growing up in this environment, Brandon wasn't just a spectator. He was immersed in the business, learning the rhythms of the industry from the inside. As a young man, Brandon carved his own path. He became a respected talent manager, eventually representing some of the biggest names in country music, including Blake Shelton. Friends describe him as charming yet private, professional yet deeply personal when it came to family. He wasn't a tabloid regular. He preferred to stay behind the scenes, letting the artists shine. But fate had something different in store. In the mid-2000s, Brandon first crossed paths with Kelly Clarkson. At the time, she was still riding the wave of success from winning American Idol and releasing multi-platinum albums. Their first meeting was brief, but the spark was real. Years later, when they met again backstage at the Super Bowl through Blake Shelton, that spark would ignite into something more. Kelly and Brandon began dating in 2012. From the outside, their relationship seemed perfect, two people in love, blending their worlds, their families, and their dreams. By October 2013, they were married in an intimate ceremony in Tennessee. Kelly often described Brandon as her anchor and safe place in a world that was constantly moving. She wasn't just marrying Brandon. She was embracing his role as a father to two children from a previous marriage, Savannah and Seth. Together, they later welcomed two more children, daughter River Rose in 2014 and son Remington Alexander in 2016. For years, Kelly gushed about family life, even dedicating songs to Brandon. Fans believed they had found the rare Hollywood romance that would stand the test of time. But as we often see in the world of fame, the pressures behind the scenes don't always match the public image. In June 2020, Kelly Clarkson filed for divorce. The announcement shocked fans. There were no public hints, no visible cracks. But what followed was a storm that played out in courtrooms and headlines. Disputes over property, financial settlements, and child custody became front-page news. Kelly alleged that Brandon, who had managed her career, had charged excessively for his services. Brandon, on the other hand, had already stepped away from music management to focus on ranching in Montana. The divorce was finalized in 2022, with Kelly agreeing to a one-time payout in the millions and monthly child support. The media painted it as a bitter split, but insiders revealed moments of civility, times when they worked together for the sake of their children. Divorce is never easy, but in this case, the spotlight made every disagreement more public and more painful. Late in 2023, Brandon was diagnosed with cancer. The exact type remained private at the request of his family. But those close to him say it was aggressive. He began treatment quietly, chemotherapy, targeted drugs, and experimental trials. Friends say he remained strong for his children, never wanting them to see him give up. Kelly, despite their history, ensured their children had time with their father, knowing how precious those moments would be. By early 2025, his health had begun to decline rapidly. Brandon reportedly spent his final weeks at his Montana ranch, surrounded by family. He spent his days talking with his kids, enjoying nature, and listening to his favorite music, moments of peace in the middle of pain. On insert date, Brandon Blackstock passed away peacefully. The news broke hours later, sending shockwaves through the entertainment industry. Tributes came pouring in, from artists, friends, and fans. Blake Shelton wrote, "I've lost a dear friend today. Brandon was one of the most loyal people I've ever known." Kelly Clarkson issued a short statement through her team. "We are heartbroken. Our focus is on loving our children and honoring Brandon's memory. We ask for privacy during this time." Social media was flooded with messages of condolence. Hashtags like #Remembering Brandon Blackstock and #RIP Brandon trended worldwide. Fans shared old interviews, wedding clips, and heartwarming moments between Brandon and Kelly, proof that even after divorce, the love they once shared was real. Today, Kelly Clarkson's world has changed forever. Friends say she is focusing solely on her children, helping them grieve and keeping their father's memory alive. Professionally, she continues her TV show, but insiders say she's taking more time off to be present with family. Brandon Blackstock's life was more than the headlines. He was a father, a friend, and a man who valued family above all else. Cancer may have ended his life, but it cannot erase his story. May he rest in peace. If you'd like to send your condolences to the family, share your thoughts in the comments below. And for more stories from the entertainment world, don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss an update.